Michigan, and it brought a new twist to the competition. A fight card, pitting each fighter against a single opponent. In a great alternate bracket, two Michigan natives, Steve Nelmark and Ty Bowden, get it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, SEG Sports Corporation welcomes you live to Como Arena in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, for the Ultimate Fighting Championship 9. 10 of the world's toughest fighters will walk into the octagon tonight, plus the Clash of the Titans, Part 2, the rematch between Ken Shamrock and Dan the Beast Severin. Tonight there are no weight classes, no rounds, no timeouts. Are you ready? This is our alternate match. Please welcome a third-degree black belt in the art of American karate and a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Undefeated in amateur and pro kickboxing matches, the CBKA Michigan Super Heavyweight Kickboxing Champion, 30 years old, 6 foot 245. They call him the Sandman. Fighting out of Livonia, Michigan, Steve Nelmark. And his opponent, a master and second-degree black belt of the hybrid art of war, with a record of 1-0 in bare-knuckle competition, 35 years old, 5 foot 10, 230 pounds, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, your hometown fighter, Ty Bowden.
So it is Nelmark against Bowden. First appearance for each. Bowden says none of the fighters in the UFC is similar to me. With me, you literally never know what to expect, and we don't.
It's absolutely true, Bruce. It's his first time here. He was a very confident person in the interview process. Said he knew it all, wouldn't give away any techniques. We'll find out what he's got.
And quickly storming across the octagon is Bowden, wrestled down by Nelmark. Joe Hamilton, third man in the octagon. He's the alternate referee. And quickly assuming control is Nelmark.
Looked as though they traded left and right hands there.
Well, we knew Bowden was going to be an X factor. I mean, I've been in martial arts 25 years. I have not heard of the martial arts that he studied.
One thing I'm noticing in the guard position there, straightening the legs, he's using a lot of energy, and most of the people we see in the guard, and he might get out of this. Nelmark able to keep him there. You don't want to spend a lot of energy down there.
Again tried to make the move, Jeff, and just couldn't get him off of him. And he is bleeding on the ground from around the left eye.
Looks as though he does have a cut near the left eye. It could have come from an elbow.
I didn't see the strike, but it came right about the time he went down.
Nelmark is covered with blood, but I believe it might be Bowden. Bowden continuing to work. Look at Bowden. He comes close, but he just can't work the reversal.
Nelmark has what we call in wrestling a double grapevine, the legs outside and then wrapping in around the ankle. That freezes Bowden's hips. And the cardinal rule of wrestling is body follows the hips. Control your opponent's hips.
He's got him in an arm bar. He's got him in an arm bar.
Submission.
Look out, that's an arm bar. It's a submission hold if he can hold it.
He's got to get it outside of Bowden's shoulder width. He's got to take it to the outside to get the kind of pressure he wants.
Bowden still showing a lot of heart, warding off Nelmark.
Bowden did a nice job of countering there.
Bowden with another effort, but that weight is just too much. Right hand by Nelmark, landed squarely to the left eye area of Bowden.
And I think we're going to have the doctor take a peek at this eye.
So Joe Hamilton will call over the chief medical advisor, Dr. Richard Istrigo, and Dr. Stephen Goodman as well. I don't know, was it his knuckle originally that looked like it had the blood? It was also looked around the eye area.
You know, a lot of incidental contact happens in this, and it may just have been as he keeps trying to flip Nelmark off of him, arms and elbows and heads pretty close.
It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to start a cut like that. The skin is very thin around the eyes, very soft tissue.
So Dr. Stephen Goodman now is looking in. Dr. Goodman from Schenectady, New York, a plastic surgeon, a member of the U.S. Olympic Sports Medicine Society.
It looked as though the eye is really not impaired in any way. So they're going to keep it going, and Ty Bowden is the recipient of a great maneuver here in that it was stopped. They bring him back up to the feet.
12-minute time limit with a 3-minute overtime. This alternate bout. And a knee to the groin by Bowden.
Well, I think Bowden would probably want to play wrestler again here. And now the fence comes into play. Bowden hanging on. That's what's going to keep him up on his feet, even though Nelmark is doing his best to try to pull him down. Nelmark with his hands on that fence, really kind of controlling the action.
And Nelmark also hooking the right knee of Bowden.
As long as they stay on their feet, I think Nelmar's going to have the advantage for the kickboxing experience that he's got.
You better be careful. Guillotine choke there. Bowden can bring his hand underneath, but he's got him pinned, and there he goes.
Big drop by Nelmark. Took the feet from right underneath Bowden.
Double leg technique, another grappling maneuver. And he again is in the mounted position, though not fully. There he is. Now he's in the full mounted position. Legs on the outside.
Nelmark has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's showing us some grappling skills, although his main discipline is American karate.
You have to wonder about conditioning at this point also.
Bowden fighting off that left hand of Nelmark. Nelmark punching to the face.
Good right hand, good left hand.
And again, it's Nelmark utilizing his weight advantage up against the fence of the octagon.
He seemed to be hitting more almost with his forearms than really his fists with those strikes. That looked like a kind of a hammer fist. He's just working on the cut.
Bowden's hanging in there. I believe the right hand of Nelmark is damaged. His right knuckle area.
That's the blood from Bowden.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
blood from
Bowden.
Bowden.
All right. Nelmark continues to work, unable to land bombs.
See if he goes back to trying a submission though here. He certainly would like to clear the arms of Bowden before setting him up for the finish.
Decent punch by Bowden from the ground. And he tries to use an elevator, Jeff, I guess.
That's exactly. He's just bridging. He's bridging hard, trying to throw Nelmark off the top. And because he's got the double grapevines in the mounted position, Bowden is really in a vulnerable position here.
Big right hands thrown by Nelmark now as Bowden continues to get bloodied. Oh, that one landed right on the button. So all Nelmark right now.
Bigger body, lots of effort on the bottom by Bowden. Certainly conditioning going to become a factor here. And those take an awful lot of energy when you try to hip. That's a total body movement using every muscle straining in that arch to get out. Nelmark's got him planted.
6:40 to go in this bout, plus a 3-minute overtime.
I think this is where the inexperience of the fighters comes in, though, because really these little short, choppy punches are not going to finish him unless it's the cut that stops the fight. You can't knock a guy out with those kind of punches. I think Nelmar would be better off if he was going for some type of finishing, some type of submission, rather than just the short little punches on the skin.
How about clearing the arm so we can have a better shot at, a strike?
Bowden lost his mouthpiece. Oh, an elbow to the face by Nelmark. That was a very impressive blow. Keep an eye on the corner if they're going to throw the towel in for Bowden. He's taking some punishment now.
He's fighting strong. He's still fighting back. He hasn't been, hit with that one big shot of any kind of strike that's going to take it away. But what he is suffering are those little ones that just add up after a while.
The accumulation of blows.
And he's cut. But they're very little. I mean, these aren't the ones that kind of shake the inside of your head. What they're doing is opening up that cut.
Right. But when you see your fighter does not have a way out like this, he just doesn't seem to have the technique.
He's trying to defend himself, Don, but he doesn't really know where to turn, I don't believe.
No, and he doesn't want to quit. It would have to be up to the corner or the referee to stop this.
He's showing great guts, is Bowden.
He just doesn't seem to have a game plan as to how to protect himself or get Nelmar off him.
Very one-sided now with the mouthpiece gone, and Nelmar just pummeling away at Bowden. Short chopping blows.
Yeah, I would say at this point, they could stop the fight.
That's it. That's enough punishment. There's no defense there. And Joe Hamilton stops the bout.
They're actually going to have the doctor take a look. I don't think he's officially stopped the bout.
I agree with you, Jeff. He hasn't officially stopped it. He's going to have the doctor look at it, but I think he's taken enough punishment personally.
He pointed at the doctor's table. Maybe this is... No, he's...
Leon Tabbs, the veteran cut man who's been around the fight game for 30-plus years. Worked with Bone Crusher Smith and Evander Holyfield and Simon Brown. He's one of the best in the business. And Leon looking at the Warrior. Yeah, this will be an interesting decision.
The only thing, a cut like that, if he slaps it, it's going to open right back up. It's not going to take much.
I think it's over.
That's it. And they're going to award it to Nelmar based on that injury, that bleeding.
I think it's a good call, too.
Absolutely.
Very good call. Very good call.
Winner, Steve Nelmar.
So Steve Nelmar wins it. Great courage by Ty Bowden. He hung in there. He wasn't going to stop. It went 7 minutes and 25 seconds. And Nelmar from Livonia, Michigan, victorious. Made a pretty good account of himself. Steve Nelmar winning it. First UFC. And Dragon, he handled himself pretty well.
Right, both these fighters impressed me, but that's the way the UFC is growing. There's very few fighters that are going to get in that ring now, don't know what they're getting into.
So we're standing by to check in with Nelmar. Let's take a look at some of the action, Don. It was mostly on the ground, and it was really a controlled situation. Here's one of the few times they were back on their feet against that chain link fence.
Well, that was the one chance that Bowden had to get a hold of the head of Nelmar, but he did not get it. He was taken to the ground, and from here on out, it was all Nelmar.
There's that elbow. That was a ferocious one. Much better strike than just those punches.
Well, we can obviously see what the strategy was. He's not trying to knock him out. He's just working on the cut to open that cut up, and it worked for him.
And then the celebration for Mr. Nelmar, knowing quite well that he had earned the victory.